Just sitting here finishing my edits amid the deafening sound of traffic. So I was cautious with my lights and noise last night. I was just using the red light, but this ended up being perfectly secure. I'd kind of hoped to already be in the market charging and resupplying, but apparently I've really been enjoying the views from the last couple of days because I shot a lot of damn footage and I had to catch up on edits. I came back here because this was marked on my public-private land layer as county property. In general, while I still am most assuredly not supposed to be camping back here, usually the worst I'm going to worry about is some county employee who may be sympathetic to, hey, this is what I'm doing, I'm just passing through, I'll be gone in the morning. I am usually far more concerned with private property and overzealous property owners, just based on personal experience. The thing with that though is you get very, very different reactions depending on what age, race, visibly what you look like, etc. I notice a huge difference when Jen is with me versus I'm just scruffy bearded guy hiding in the bushes. This worked out. It was only about a half mile from the junction in the center of town. There is a market a little bit past that. That is where I need to buy some food. I also probably need about 2 hours plugged into a wall just to top off my battery. And then I should have a good 4 days or so before I have to worry about any of this again. From here, I basically do a big swing across Grand Mesa National Forest, and there is going to be a convenience store in about 87 miles or so. I have really been enjoying the high altitude views and all the forests. However, I do find myself getting excited for Utah, which is bad because I still have, like a week to go. But I saw those rock bands going into town last night, and I'm like, am I at the transition? The unfortunate thing is if that hotel had room, I would be out, $150, but I would probably be on my way out of town by now. That's the trade-off, time versus money. Other than the endless traffic drone, I did hear what sounded like an elk bugle this morning. Now, for all I know, it was some hunter or something playing around, but it got me excited. I have very positive memories from 23 when I was going through. One time in particular, I was out on this pass, just random spot, and the clouds had dropped down, so it had that kind of otherworldly, misty view, and I just kept hearing the bugling echoing across that. It's always those little middle of nowhere unexpected moments that stick with me out here. I was tempted to come into town for pizza last night. However, when I found that spot, I kind of figured it wasn't going to be worth it. It is damn hard to find a proper stealth spot after dark. If that spot hadn't worked, I was down to some pretty bad options. Basically, the way I'm going to turn up here had some more county land, but I wasn't sure if it was going to have any tree cover. Otherwise, I could go 1.5 miles past the general store, turn off, and there was a paid campground. Or else I could try climbing a couple hundred feet off to the right, and there was a trailhead, and maybe there would be camping. These vertical areas get challenging for that. I am just happy it worked out. Huh. Coke ovens. Redstone Inn was the one that didn't have any room per their website. Redstone Castle is the cool one I couldn't afford. I never really worry too much about being camped out alone in the wilderness, but I have a high amount of stress at the idea of being stuck in a civilized section like this with houses everywhere as it's getting dark and not having a place to go. Okay, fingers crossed. This is supposed to have everything I need, just be expensive. Charging by a liquor store. Okay, not all around the most ideal, but I can make something work. Okay, Gina at the store was super nice, gave me this massive breakfast burrito and all sorts of coffee, so I am slightly happier. As it turns out, I should have got a hold of Gina last night. She said if I let her know, she would have found a place for me to stay. So, live and learn. My stealth spot wasn't that bad, but that would have streamlined things this morning a little. So I have about 4 days of food on my back. There was enough at the store for me to resupply. It wasn't quite ideal. No north sides. I almost ended up with a giant bag of quinoa, but I was worried about the boil time. So I have 2 days of off-brand mashed potatoes and 2 days of ramen and only one thing of Skittles to get me through 4 days. The good news is she did have fuel canisters. So I have 2 little ones of those in addition to my medium. I normally don't carry multiples, but this is getting remote enough. I figure I probably need to be self-sufficient for most of the way to Grand Junction. I am probably a little heavy on bars, but I am pretty sure I'm not going to run out of food before I get to the next stop, which is just Grand Mesa Lodge. I guess it's like a convenience store. There was also Wi-Fi, so I was able to check in with some folks. Unfortunately, not enough to upload episodes. So there will probably be a gap, but oh well, I can do what I can do. It is currently a little before 1:30. I delayed to top off my batteries, and Gina kept explaining to everybody who came in the store what I was up to. So I was having a lot of fun chatting with people. I actually forgot to check the weather, but I'm guessing it's somewhere between sunshine and tornadoes. Sun's almost brutal compared with the last couple of days. So as of right now, I have a little under 200 miles until Utah. I am trying not to dwell too much on Utah, but I am looking forward to getting done with Colorado. This has been a long state. And as everybody keeps talking about, the signs of fall/winter are here. I guess Mammoth got 6 inches of snow last couple of days, and I've seen a few dustings on the high country. I love the cliffs up here. It's starting to give me Utah vibes. There's actually been a fair amount of bear scat around. Still haven't managed to catch sight of one though. So this is Coal Creek. I'm taking this up to some sort of a forest road or trail. I will be climbing up into the mountains again, but at least from what I've seen, it looks fairly moderate. Just going back up to 9,000 something. So I am topping out for today, a little over 9K. Things are feeling decidedly more arid all of a sudden. Seems like the transition started somewhere between marble and here. It'll be interesting to see if that continues and if I'm actually seeing the edge of like the Utah desert encroaching into, I guess, western Colorado. Okay, that took a little bit of work, but I was able to get water. I am filled up for the night. It is a little after 6, and I am really feeling the caffeine crash. Gina, the nice lady at the store, gave me 2 double Americanos that were quite tasty. I didn't realize I was kind of wired, but I have been feeling the crash. I also had some lady with like 10 dogs come around the corner, see me, and then back off. So there are people in this area. I'm guessing it's all hunting, but as usual, I don't have a lot of context. Similar to the Twin Lakes day, I'm perfectly okay with today being a bit of a short day. Biggest problem I'm seeing is there aren't a lot of campsites. There have been a few of the big canvas tents that are just set up in heavy vegetation that looks like it might go through my tent. So we'll have to see. And there's the doggy herd. With all the sage and I think scrub oak. Feels like I suddenly jumped over into like the California desert. Okay, it is a bit early, but I found a nice spot and I am just dragging. This has me tucked away from any of the hunters or whatever's going on. I'm back from the road. Feels like I'm camping in the desert. Okay, this feels like a much nicer camp than last night. And hopefully tomorrow will be a stronger day. It seems like every time I'm leaving town, I'm limping and my left foot is still hurting, but it comes and goes. That's usually not the worst sign. So home sweet home. Here's hoping for a stronger day tomorrow. It's been a while since I've been willing to risk not putting on the fly. And I mean, last night I had the door open and I woke up to, my sleeping bag and everything damp just because I was down by the river. But this is nice.